we're going to build up the hub, brake hub, for it to go onto there and fasten on, but it needs the brakes on. So again, we'll take the spray guide leaflet off, and if anybody's watching who hasn't watched the rest of them, when we sent everything down to the spray shop, we labelled everything up with a luggage label. So what happened then is that we made sure that we knew exactly how many parts had gone to the spray shop and how many parts have come back. So the brakes work on a cam system where when the brakes are pulled, the brakes kind of like do that and go against the actual brake drum there, and then friction will hold the brakes in, and the brakes look like that, and they go round there, and then there's two springs and the cam, and the springs simply fasten through these holes, and I always try and do the holes so that they are odd or not the same. And what do I mean by that? This spring, for instance, comes in from the bottom. That spring grabs hold of it from the top. That one comes in from the bottom, that one comes from the top. Why? I have no idea. It's just that when my dad was teaching me to do it, that's what he taught me to do. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's a habit, it's a habit. But there's nothing I can do about it now. So next thing is to get it flat there. So we've got the top part of the brake shoes around the round cam at the top, and then we've got the that spring hasn't come on. Oh dearie me. Oh, there. And so we need now to force that apart, because we've got to push the actual cam through the carrier and do it. So what I'm talking about really is that cam, you can probably see it's round, and then it's got a piece of, it's been machined, so it's got a square part there. And what happens is when you turn it, those round edges force those brake shoes apart, so you get that friction, that expanding to do it. And like before, excuse me, there must be an easier way to do it, but this is the only way that I can really say how to do it. Is I use a big screwdriver and I push the cam through to start with. Just get the hammer to start it off. Check to see if it's going through. Almost. Yep, you can see, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, and what I'm looking for there is you can see that it's coming through. So I'm just going to tap it in a bit more, and then it's not going through because it wants to go down a little bit, so I'll just use the drive-through screwdriver to tap it down. Can see that it's now going all the way home. I just need to get the pliers and square that up. I wonder if I knew where they were. Just going to square it up there, so when it goes through onto the cam, you can see that it's just coming through nicely. So just going to support it in my fingers. Oh, and did you hear that tappy sound? And it's home, look. There you go. So the brakes are on, nice and sound, and we'll just put the nut bolt and washer on for safekeeping. so that it won't cause us any when we lose it, in case we lose it. There we go. So that then is the brakes, and we'll talk about the rear wheel. So the brakes now are all home. I'm looking to making sure that the springs are okay. They are. The cam's in and it's done. And you know that you're doing the brake of the back one because it's got a little lug there that fits into the actual frame of the motorbike. So that's how it's going to go on there. But we can't do that because we've got to go back to where we were on this one, and we're talking about putting our spindle in now, because we're going to start using the threaded nuts. Okay, right, so we're going to assemble the the bearings I put in, as they're in nice and done. And now I'm going to put the what you call it in, the spindle. Sorry, my brain's not working today properly. But before I do, I want to show you something. So this, I don't know if the camera can pick it up properly. Let's just have a look. See you there. I'll hold it still so it can focus in on it. This is a nut that's made out of the rarest substance known to man, unobtainable, unobtainableism. Anyway, I can't even say the word, let alone get hold of it. I tried like mad to try and find this, a replacement one of these, and I couldn't get one anywhere. Everywhere, nobody makes these things anymore, and without it nothing works properly. And I've ordered some bits online and they, oh yeah, we got them in stock, and then you get just an ordinary spindle, but you don't get that nut. So where did I get it? I found it's the original one off the wheel, so I cannot replace it. So I'm going to use the old one and put it on. Now the thing about the spindles is there's a long side thread and a short side thread, and I just put the thing together and I put it the wrong way around. So I've taken it all apart again and I've made sure that I put this in the right, on the right side, and it can only go as far as it can. After that it won't go any further in. So before I take it in, there is a little washer here which holds the threads on. That goes inside. Now you don't actually need these washers and the felt washers, or I don't, because the bearings that I've bought, I don't know if you can, if the camera will pick it up on its inside there, the bearings are sealed bearings, so you don't, you know, there's no need really for the felt washer and the old-fashioned technology. But I'm building it as per the manual, and I don't actually have to look at the manual this time because I've done it that many times. Because there's, without a shadow of a doubt, I have had a lot of problems with this wheel, a lot of problems, and it's taken me, I don't know, almost 2 or 3 weeks to get it resolved. We're almost there, but I'm going to put it back together and then we'll just see how it goes really from there. So I've put the spindle in and I'm just spraying it home. And I'm using the good old dead weight hammer again. Yep, come through alright on that side. No issues there. Let's get a bit more purchase. There, the noise has changed, so it won't go in any further now. That way around, and it's home, and it's sorted in that respect. Now the next thing is the speedometer drive. So this is the original Speedo drive. These, if you can get any that are any decent, are about 80 odd quid if you can find any. And mine's a little bit worn in the middle. So a friend of mine who's got an engineering company called Tim Ollett, he's helped me out making some a nut to go on the end. And the Speedo drive has got some lugs there. And those lugs engage on these slots here. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. And you know it's working because, let's see if I can get it to work. When you turn it round on them lugs, you can actually see it go round in there. The camera can't pick it up really, I don't think it'll focus in that close to be able to do it. No, I don't know, the camera's not going to pick it up that well. But don't mess about, if it doesn't go round, don't mess about trying to get it to do it. So, just tap it home to engage on them lugs. And then this is another unobtainable washer. Bolt. Nut. Told him my brain wasn't working today. I'll hold it there. They're all out of stock, and it's just a 9/16 nut. And Tim used one of the old spindle nuts. Tim used one of these and he's machined it down to fit perfectly. Here, you can just see it. I mean, look at the difference between the two. You can see it, can't you, really? Put my hand behind it so you can see it. Yeah. So this one was that, and he's machined it down, shaved all this off and thinned it down to fit. And it fits really nice. There you go. And I'm going to nip it all up because it'll go against the other side of the bearing on the other face. So we'll spin the wheel round. So once again, even though it's superfluous, I'm trying to be as stale as it is. The felt washer can go in. It has a little cover and goes over the top, and that just wants tapping home. It's nice and steady. Then it has a spacer bar. You can see it there, look, spacer bar. Goes in. Just make sure it goes home. It's not going in because of the crap felt washer that's in the way, and I might actually chuck that away. Do you know what? I can't be bothered with it. I'm that way out today. Jigger it. It's not actually needed because it's a sealed bearing, so it's history. I know the purists are saying, oh, you should have this, you should have that. But like I said right at the beginning of this, it's my bike. It's going to go how I like it. Link, there we go. And then on top of that goes the brake plate. Oh, and then the brake plate bolt. And again, when we did the dry fit on this, it wasn't very accurate. It didn't go in the fork support things properly, so Tim's had to machine a little bit of the face off on this as well. So there we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to nip them two nuts up, and then that'll hold them nice and tight, and then we will put the wheel into the frame, and I'll show you how we've done that. So I'll just get the spanners on the socket. Try and get it square ready. There we go. So that's all done now.